How to stop overthinking, make decisions based on faith, not fear. Overthinking is not just a bad habit. It is the one thing holding you back from the life that you were meant to live. But what if you could turn that mental chaos into clarity with a simple new approach? Well, honestly, it's not new, but it may be new to you. And it's not only easy, but it also guarantees you won't waste another second. Ready, set, go. Come on, Bubs. You can do this. Just focus on me. I'll catch you. When my son started playing at the park, getting him to go down the slide by himself was nearly impossible. He wanted to do it so badly that he would climb to the top of the highest slide and he'd wiggle and sit on the edge, but as soon as he got there, his eyes would dart side to side. He would see how high up he had gotten. Fear would creep in, and his imagination would start flashing all the worst case scenarios of what could go wrong. But only when I could get him to fix his attention, fix his focus on me, would he be confident enough to pull himself forward and let go. Now, just like my son, we often find ourselves at the edge of situations and at a fork in the road where there's a difficult decision ahead. And those opportunities that look more like obstacles, those fear-inducing, overwhelming, unknown, or even life-threat ideas come to mind. And the question in those times is, how do we let go and lean into these moments with confidence and clarity? How do we respond when God is calling us to step forward in faith, to step out and walk on water? How do we find peace and clarity to make the decision that's currently leaving us stuck? Today, we're going to explore this deeper. This isn't a new challenge. If we look in the Bible in Isaiah 7, we read about King Ahaz, a leader in crisis. When he learned that Syria and Israel had formed an alliance to withstand the threat, his heart shook with fear. The danger was real. Syria and Israel intended to dethrone him, forcing Judah to join their cause against them. And like any good king, he took action. He inspected the city's water supply, preparing for a possible siege. But he had been conditioned to believe that military threats required military responses. Yet God had a different plan. He sent the prophet Isaiah with 4 commands that would reshape Ahaz's approach. These same commands are vital for us as we navigate our own challenges and make decisions today. And there's 4 ways we can walk in faith when we're making decisions. So we're walking in faith instead of fear while we're making these decisions. And the first one is you've got to be mindful. See, in moments of crisis and in decisions and risk, it's easy to forget who we are and whose we are. Just as Moses warned the Israelites before entering the promised land, take care lest you forget the Lord who brought you out of the land of Egypt. That's Deuteronomy 6:12. See, for Ahaz, the battle wasn't just outside the city's walls. It was in his mind. How many of you, I'm sure you watching this call, this video right now, feel that the battle isn't just outside of what you face, but it's also in your mind. He needed to remember God's past faithfulness to face the present threat. And then number 2 is we got to get quiet. See, in Isaiah 30:15, God says, in quietness and in trust shall be your strength. Quietness, it doesn't just mean being silent. It means putting our heart free of agitations, distractions, getting our mind free, and getting focused on what God is saying to us right now. See, Ahaz needed to find calm and confidence in God, not in his situation, not in his current knowledge or abilities, not in something that his military preparation could provide, but he had to lean in to the voice of God and the direction of God. And then number 3, do not fear. Do not fear. Fear. Over and over, God tells his people, do not fear. This isn't just a cliche. This is a foundational basic that we must master. It's a reminder of God's presence. See, God was with Ahaz just as he is with us. When fear grips your heart, we need to recalibrate our perspective around God's promises and purpose for our life. If the one who transcends all things is truly with us, then we have no reason for fear. We can face those challenges. We can face those risky decisions with courage and confidence and clarity. And then the fourth reason is do not faint. Just as Moses prepared the Israelites for battle by telling them, do not let your heart faint. Do not panic or fear or be in dread of them, for the Lord your God He is with you. He goes before you. We can stand firm. When our minds remember this, our hearts are calm, and we trust that God is for us, not against us, that we can face anything with a courage, faith. How do you apply it to your life? This kind of courageous faith isn't just for ancient kings. It is for us today. And I saw this story how in Rwanda, there's this huge cliffside that people would jump into the water from. And a lot of people go and they look over the cliff and they hear all the voices urging them to jump. But as soon as they look down, they remember the stories of those that have jumped to their death or been hurt. Their minds instantly get filled with fear and worry. And just like my son at the top of that slide, instead of being filled with faith and having that ounce of courage, that 20 seconds of courage, they can really step them into their full purpose and destiny. They shrink back. Yet I've heard of these fearless men who step onto the edge of this amazing cliffside without hesitation. They just don't jump in. They climb higher and do a backflip. They do a full gainer and launch themselves into the water with complete confidence. This is the picture of how I want to live my life. Not careless, but courageous. Confidently leaping into every situation that God brings me into. May my yes be yes and my no be no. If you were having a struggle today, friend, if you were worrying about how will I make this decision, I want you to remember those things. I want you to be mindful. I want you to get quiet. I want you to do not fear, and I want you to do not faint. But most of all, listen to that leaning of God and what He's doing for your life, because just outside of your comfort zone is your destiny, friend. When we fix our eyes on God, remembering that His faithfulness, finding our quiet confidence in Him, refusing to give in to fear and standing firm on our faith, we can leap into the unknown with courage. God has provided all we need to respond in any situation with this confidence. So let's take that leap of faith today, trusting that He will catch us. Remember, faith isn't just about knowing what to do. It's about trusting who is with you as you do it. So next time you find yourself on the edge of the slide or on the edge of the cliff or on the edge of leaping into a decision and you just don't know what to do, I want you to pause. I want you to take a deep breath and I want you to fix your focus on God. Let Him be what you focus on. And then as you step out into the unknown, He will continue to help you stop overthinking your decisions. He'll continue to help you not be so fear-based, but faith-based. And what is the worst that could happen? Because I guarantee you, friend, it's not nearly as bad as you may think. And even if all hell breaks loose, you are focused on the God that beat hell, that beat the grave. Now, you know, as I continue to make this content and continue to have calls and coaching opportunities with you, I really encourage you to share this, like this. Give me feedback on if this is something that you're interested in. Give me feedback if this is the type of content you want to see so I can continue to provide great value. But if you want to take that next step, if you are feeling that unction to take that leap of faith, in the bottom, in the description, you're going to find an opportunity to schedule a one-on-one call with me. And it's going to look a lot like what you're seeing here, but tailor-made to you. It won't be so broad, but really dialed into what you need most. Now, as always, friend, I'm praying for you. I love you. Now let's go live better than best as we conquer this week.